Okay. So, no, leave me alone. It's cold, you guys. Rocket, stop now. I'm cold. I ain't gonna even lie. It's probably like 67 degrees in here. I'm finna let him outside. Hold on. Come on. I'm not going out there. You can go right out here and use this bathroom. Come on, Rocket. Go use the bathroom. Go do your thing. Go do your pooping thing. Okay. I'm back. I had to let him use the bathroom because he'll keep like running around me and doing all kind of stuff, and I don't want to be bothered. So I just wanted to come pop in this morning. I'm gonna see who's gonna be here. I was trying to get here earlier, and it just didn't happen. I ended up getting caught up outside with the animals. The it rained a lot yesterday, like a lot, and so I had to go out there and make sure everything was still in order because I didn't really get out there yesterday. For some reason, my backyard really floods really bad. So I'm drinking coffee. Sorry for slurping, but it's really good and it's warm. It is warming me up because I'm really cold. So I just wanted to come in, pop in this morning. I got some things that I'm getting ready to do, you guys. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna talk about it yet. I'm probably gonna talk about it next week. Maybe Monday I'll like let you guys know what I've been working on this week. But I'm super excited. I like it when I think of stuff that gets me excited to do it. Sometimes, like when you're an entrepreneur, you always have ideas, and then when you actually think about implementing these ideas or acting on them, it gets overwhelming because you got other stuff already going on. But for me, I thought about it last night, and I was like, "Oh, girl, you just got it. Excuse me. Oh, you got excited." And so I'm gonna go ahead and go forward with what I came up with, you guys. What I will tell you is that it takes time sometimes for you to just be by yourself and have a clear mind, not be I didn't have the TV on. I was just in here like just daydreaming, and I have been trying to figure out, I guess I can kind of talk about it, but I have been trying to figure out what to do for the channel when I'm really not, I don't want the channel to just be around surgical tech, but because I've been sharing so much content on surgical tech, that's what I'm getting a lot of is like surgical tech questions. And so I'm okay with it because what I did realize was that sometimes just because we want to deliver a certain message, that doesn't mean that's the message that need to be delivered. However, being a creator, I would like to produce my own like stuff that I want to talk about, so I know what to do with it now. I know where I'm gonna put it, you guys, and it still kind of flows with my whole theme. It doesn't like I don't have to quit talking about surgical tech. I can continue talking about surgical tech and giving you guys the content that you want for that particular surgical tech or SPD. I can still deliver that content, but I had other content that I wanted to create, and so I didn't want to like keep messing up the algorithm. And that's pretty much where we with YouTube, if you start posting a lot on one topic and then change the topic, it messes with the YouTube algorithm. And so I don't want to do that because then my views drop. I'm not really worried about the subscribers. I do want to keep you guys, but I understand that some people come for different reasons. But most of you guys are here because I'm a surgical tech, and I was talking about being a surgical tech and traveling and things like that. So I'm gonna keep digging. We're gonna keep going down this surgical tech path. I will be posting other stuff on this channel, but for the most part, it'll be around surgical tech or first assistant or SPD, like that type of stuff. But I have another place that I'm gonna start putting some other stuff, and I'm super excited. So I'm not gonna tell you guys yet about it, but I am gonna it'll be out next week probably. And then two, I wanted to have somewhere to put certain types of content. So basically the whole idea is to separate it. And I thought I was gonna have to do different YouTube channels and all that stuff, but I don't. I can still do what I'm doing, so I'm super excited about that. And then yeah, so that's really, I don't really have too much This morning, I woke up this morning and I was thinking like how nice it was to be in a different space, or a space where I could like, create and not feel restricted. Because sometimes with YouTube, because most of us creators, we out here like trying to work with the algorithm, but the algorithm doesn't always allow you to put out what you want to put out. And so now I'm going to be able to put content on multiple platforms, and I'm just like, okay, this is how I'm gonna be able to create how I want to. I don't have to just create a specific type of content for YouTube, when some days I might not want to only talk about, surgical tech. And I know some of you guys appreciate the different content, especially when I'm talking about financial wealth building and things like that. And I will continue to talk about it, but for the most part, I'm gonna start separating where different subjects go as. So I might talk about certain career things on YouTube, and then on other platforms I may talk about different things. And so that's just to keep you guys more engaged with me on different platforms, instead of delivering the same content across all the platforms. Like if I'm just talking about surgical tech stuff and then I want to post it on Facebook, most of the people on my Facebook aren't like surgical tech. So I have to kind of be mindful of that as well. And so now I'll just be separating different content for different platforms, and hopefully that'll give me what I'm looking for, as well as give you guys what you are looking for. Because the whole point of me having this channel and having platforms is to really be of service to the collective and to you guys, to whatever community that I can serve the most. And right now it seems that surgical tech or SPD or any that type of field is what you guys are wanting the information on more. So that's what I'm going to give you. But for the other ones that want to know how to build out other, businesses, or have other are willing to listen to me talk about other topics, and I'll just talk about those on different platforms. And one of them, I'm so excited, because it was like an epiphany. It was like, girl, we should talk about this on this platform. And I was like, you know what, girl, you right. That's how I be talking to myself sometimes. Do y'all be talking to yourself? It make it easier to make YouTube videos too, when you talk to yourself and actually have conversations with yourself. Because most of the time that I'm talking to myself, like now I go live, I've been going live for this month. But when I'm in here just recording a video, I'm not talking, like there is no engagement. So I do be talking to myself, and I enjoy my conversation. I was watching this lady on YouTube. Her name is Phoenix, but her YouTube channel is Needles and Nourishment, I think. She's in the Gambia. And so I'm really focused, you guys, on trying to go to different countries next year and making sure that I have enough income to support that. I don't want to end up going overseas and can't, afford the lifestyle that I want to live while I'm over there. That's the whole point of going to like a country like Africa, or even I was looking at this guy in Merida and Mexico. It's a couple of different places that's on the map. Bali, just because of the cost of living, you guys. And I think it'd be cool to go over there and experience their life, because all I really have is the perspective of being an American, which I'm grateful for. Oh, thank you for whoever's in here. Thank you for the thumbs up. But I'm grateful for my American experience, but I'm definitely on board with going to different countries to be able to not only make my money go further, but two, just to have the experience. Like, who doesn't want to go live in these countries? I didn't live in Mexico, but I've been to Mexico before, and I already know that our dollar goes further in different countries. So I'm willing to go and just experience it for a little while. And in the meantime, I'll be, stacking my money, investing it into different opportunities, whether it's business opportunities. I might even go to a different country and end up like doing business with a local. Like, those are the experiences that I'm kind of looking for. And then taking Braylon with me, maybe he can learn a different language. I mean, being in America, Spanish is definitely something that we want to learn here, because it's a lot of Spanish speaking people that come here, whether it's from Mexico or like Cuba or different Spanish speaking countries. It's a lot of that here. The thing about being in Florida is that you can kind of get away with not knowing Spanish, but when you go to like states like California, knowing Spanish, and probably Texas as well, knowing Spanish is like a plus. And so I'm open to going to a different country to learn that, especially if it's going to be a less cost of living. Like, why not go to Mexico? I mean, I know it's not like a whole bunch of black people in Mexico, but I'm not like I'm okay with that. But Mexico is on the list because it's close to the States. Going to Africa would give me more of a cultural experience, because I am African American, or I'm black, obviously, or Black American, however you want to, whatever is the politically correct way to say it. But I'm not experienced life through the eyes of an African, so I don't understand the African part of myself. So I need to go there to maybe tap into that a little bit more. And so I'm excited to do that, but I won't do any of those things until I get certain other things in place. Because, like I said, I don't want to go over there and be struggling. That's not gonna benefit me or the people of the country that I end up going to. And so the whole idea is to be a benefit to those countries, as well as absorb the culture, learn some things from their culture, and just apply it in life. Because I know as Americans, like, we kind of spoil. I already know that. And so it would be nice to go to a different country where, not only do you get to experience their culture, but you get to kind of see life through a different perspective, as far as, maybe we don't spend money on eating out as much because the whole, like, we only making $100 for the month. Like, it's just that kind of stuff. So I want to go to a not a third world country, but a undeveloped. I think my friend told me that's the politically correct way to say it, to a more undeveloped country, to see what type of business opportunities are there, and just to kind of, just get a different perspective on life. And so I'm excited about that. And I do know that I'll be able to do it. I'm just not sure when next year I'll be doing it, but I definitely will be going to different countries. And I just want to make sure that when I start making moves, not only am I making, financial moves, but I don't want to make a bad decision where I don't want to end up in a country, and then we still dealing with these, like, the situation that we're dealing with right now, as far as travel and, things that they are saying about the pandemic and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get not back to the same type of normalcy, but something where you can travel and feel comfortable with traveling, and not like feel like you are gonna catch something, or if you catch it, like, because some of us can travel and we might not have the symptoms, but if we have people that's around us, they may end up getting it from us. And so that's something I have to be careful, because Braylon does have allergies and asthma really well. He's growing out of it a little bit as far as the asthma goes. Like, he doesn't have to have his inhaler every day anymore, and he does better when in the warmer months with his asthma. And so I definitely want to go somewhere where it's warmer. I don't want to take him anywhere where it's cold. So, because it doesn't help his asthma. But the thing is, like, he's getting better. And so the whole point is for me to not make him sick, especially this year, because he's basically his body is growing out of some of the asthma symptoms, but he still breaks out with certain, like, allergies and things like that. Like, he'll be eating something and he'll, like, have a bump, or his throat will start hurting, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? And so, yeah, but I really didn't have, like, anything specific to talk about this morning, you guys. The whole point of me coming here is to be of service to you guys. If I have anything that I can share with you, I will be more than willing to share it. And like I say, over the next this weekend, the plan is for next week to have the webinar ready for you guys, for those that are looking for business, how to expand your business, or how to grow your business, or how to get your business online. I'll be putting a webinar together for that. I think I'm gonna have to do different webinars for different skills. So, and I'm mostly focusing on digital skills. And the reason that I'm focusing on digital skills is because it's gonna benefit you guys way more than me. It's gonna benefit you in the long run. It doesn't matter if you're a surgical tech or not. the whole point is to teach you guys some skills that you can use outside of the OR and outside, of your regular job, so you can make more money, and have access and resources to things that you may not have access and resources to if you don't know about it. And so I'm talking to you guys, especially the surgical tech and SPD techs out here that are traveling, because if you traveling, and I understand you be working and all of that, but you making way more money than you realize, and you're in a position to actually invest that money. And so if you invest it into a skill set that you can do from anywhere in the world, I would say do that, you guys, so that when you do decide that, or if you decide that, you want to take a break from working in the OR, you have another option. You don't have to, keep working if you don't want to. As at a hospital, if you want to take a break, I'm gonna show you how to take a break. And so the webinar, the first one, is just going to be more like an overview, but then I'm gonna definitely break it down, or maybe I'll just break it down and like it'll be a really long webinar or something like that. But I just want to be able to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned along the way that has benefited me. And it was somewhere for me to put my money and invest my money in, and not be just blowing money out here and things like that. And so I would look into these are the skills that I would look into learning if I knew back then what I know now. I wouldn't spend as much time on surgical tech if I would have known a long time ago, like where to put the money at, what skill set do I need to be focused on to actually exit the career. Because it's nothing wrong with being a surgical tech, but I'm telling you, after a while, you're gonna get burnt out, and then you'll end up being like the bitter old lady that's in there that's been scrubbing for 20 years. Not that there's anything wrong for scrubbing, but after a while, when this is the only option that you have, you tend to be a little bitter at life, mad at life, because you stuck in this rat race and you can't get out. And so I want to teach you guys how to get out of the rat race. Yes, surgical tech is great, and it does offer a great source of income. But before you know it, you'll be 10 years, 15 years in, and you don't have anything. You're not prepared to get out. And it's not just with surgical tech. This is with most careers. But because most of the surgical techs are on here, like, I'm just gonna talk to you guys and SPD techs, but most people don't have an exit plan. Like, what's your exit plan? Okay, now that we know that we're going to surgical tech school, now that we know that we've already completed surgical tech school, what's the next move? And the next move after surgical tech school is to get a job as a surgical tech, work that job for 2 years, go traveling, start from 3 to 5 years. You should be stacking your money, investing in things that only bring you more income. Don't be out here buying, like, I mean, I get you might need a house and all of that. So yeah, maybe, buy you a house, rent it out to people while you traveling. And I know you might not want to, but I would put it on Airbnb and like rent it out to people, honestly. I would rent my house out, and I would get in an RV, and I would travel the United States as a surgical tech or SPD tech for about 3 years, from 3 to 5 years. Just after you've already been a surgical tech. So you've been a surgical tech for 2 years. I would travel from 2 to 5 years. And then after that 5th year, you need to have, hopefully you've paid off all the debt that you have, and you haven't accumulated anything. Before you quit your job, before you start trying to like venture out, make sure all your debt is paid off, though, because it's stressful when you're trying to make certain moves and you got like tons of debt on top of you, and it just makes it harder to make certain moves. So I would start looking at, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But I would definitely get an RV and start traveling and rent out my space. Oh yeah, and from 3 to 5 years after you paid off all of your debt, then the next 5 years should just be straight investing. It should be just straight investing. After that 5th year, if you still paying off your debt, I would make sure after, like I said, the first 2 years, you still working on your student loan debt and you trying to get your experience up. So while you getting your experience up, you could just pay the minimum on like the debts that you have, especially if it's like student loan debt. But after you start traveling, if you not out here putting up like as much as money as you can to pay your debt off as fast as you can, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up paying more in your debt. I mean, more in interest on your debt. So I want you to get out of debt as fast as can. So pay the car off, pay the rent. I mean, pay the mortgage off. Then after from 5 to 10 years or 5 to 15 years, it depends on how long you want to stay in the game. But then I will be straight investing. I will be aggressively investing into different business opportunities, different investment strategies, whether it's some of them you can start before you start paying off your taxes. So you can either start with not real estate, but insurance, having a life insurance policy that covers your house if you die, and then you can leave it to your family without having a mortgage on the house. Or you can make sure, like if you got kids, you can have enough life insurance on yourself to make sure that if something happens to your kids are good. Also, if you want, you could start an annuity, which will really be beneficial to you, because even though you paying for it for a couple years before you can actually before you get to the benefit of having an annuity, which is the fact that you can an annuity is going to let you basically be your own banker. It's going to allow you to, instead of going to the bank to have to finance certain things, you can borrow against the money that's in your annuity, and then but the money stays in the account. You just paying back the insurance company. And the whole idea is that even though the money is in your account, it still doesn't come out of the account, so it continues to grow compounding interest, and then you pay off the loan to the insurance company. Now if you die before you pay back the loan, then they just take the balance the from what you have in your account. So I know that's a little confusing, and I am going to start talking more about that. But yeah, it's just different ways that you can invest into yourself without having to go out and start a whole business. Now, I say start a business because it's easier. It's the easiest way to get into the game. Like, it doesn't cost as much as you would think. Sorry, guys. Something on my back. It doesn't cost as much money to become in the business industry, especially if you're looking at it digitally. So it could cost you less than $100 a year to start an online business and to run it from your home. And then the return on your investment will be around 15 to 30% versus if you're doing something in the stock market or any type of money market, you're going to be around 10-ish% on your return. And so give or take a percentage, but the whole idea is for you to be able to start investing as fast as possible. And so that's why you will hear me talking about business a lot, because it's the easiest way to get in. It doesn't cost you as much to get in. The easiest thing for you to do is to start a YouTube channel and actually look at it as a business. Like, look at, okay, instead of me buying a phone just because it's cool, let me buy a phone that has a really good camera, a good front-facing camera and a back-facing camera, and maybe a good speaker, so when I'm talking, my videos come out clear. So you start thinking about stuff as a business owner. If you start YouTube, you still get to write off your cell phone. You get to write off your house. Not the whole house, but a portion of your house, because it's a home business. You get to write off a portion of your internet. Like, it still offers you, YouTube as a business offers you a lot of a lot of flexibility and a lot of opportunity. And it's easy. Like, it's easy. You don't have to get into all of that editing if you don't want to. Like, some people go ham with editing, and editing takes a lot of time. The skill set that you get with editing is that you become a video editor. So that's kind of cool. And you can like freelance that skill. But the truth is, like, you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do any of that. You can just open your phone up and start recording videos, and you'll be good to go. It doesn't require you to really have to learn that much. The biggest thing that I see with people is they don't want to get in front of the camera. They get caught up on how they look, And I'm gonna tell you, like, when I started, I went through a lot of different like phases. I was like, oh, you know, especially because I was going through like a natural hair like process and journey. And so I just felt like I needed to look like the other YouTubers and put a full face of makeup on. And, you know, but after I let all of that go, then I started producing more content. Then I became a lot more confident on camera. And I just really stopped caring. Like, I was just like, you know what? I like how I look. I like the message that's coming out. If other people don't like it, you know, they just missing out on the information. And I just kept going. Like, it doesn't matter to me that somebody may not like locks or that you don't like natural hair. If you're gonna let that like hold you up from getting this information, then you losing, not me. Cause I don't have a problem with the way that I actually enjoy it and love how I look. So if you don't like how I look, then that's your problem. It's not my problem, right? And so yeah, that's what I would start YouTube. I would do a podcast, you guys. I would do a website. I would not do Squarespace or Wix or all that stuff. I would learn WordPress. I know a lot of people don't like it's easier to do Wix and all of that stuff, but for me, WordPress is the industry standard. It allows you to transfer and do all kind of other stuff to the actual to the website. You have more control over the website is what I'm trying to say, and how you can design it and things like that. Or well, yeah, how you design it. And so I would look into tools that offer me WordPress as a website, and then I would also maybe do WordPress, and then I would just learn different tools. I would start working on using tools that help me learn how to edit, tools that help me learn how to blog or all that stuff, because those are the things that I think going into 2021 that a lot of business owners are going to need help with. It's a lot of people starting businesses in 2020. So for 2021, the skill set that you want to learn is how to, you know, help these small business owners and get their products and their services online. And it's so easy. You'll be able to do it from anywhere in the world, and you'll be making most of the money that's gonna be made is gonna be more than what we was making as surgical techs. And I was already making good money as a surgical tech. So, and a lot of people don't know that. Like, people be thinking, oh, you just a surgical tech, da da da. Yeah, you could be just a surgical tech and you making like $70,000-$80,000 a year compared to like if they just like a regular, like even if you like a teacher or something like that. Like, I remember this guy was my friend, and his wife was like really upset with me or whatever, and so she got mad and she was just like, you're just a tech, you're just a tech or something. She was trying to like, you know, belittle what I did. And I realized that she didn't really know what I did. And all I kept thinking was like, you're a teacher. And there's nothing wrong with a teacher, but I know I'm making more money than teachers. Like, easy. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, if you're a teacher, you know, to each his own, because we need to, well, some parents need teachers. My son has a teacher too, but for the most part, like, we just have them there just for guidance. But I'm his teacher. But so the point is, most teachers, she was a teacher. She had no clue how much money I was making. And I knew she did. And when she said what she said, and I was just like, oh, y'all really don't know that surgical techs is out here, like, we not making like money like the doctors and stuff like that. But some of us making still nurse pay. Like, you can still make the same amount of money. You definitely making the same amount of money as LPNs. And so that's that. And then depending on your specialty and what you're good at, you're going to be making more money than a first year or second year nurse, depending on like where you scrubbing at and how much you're scrubbing. And so I would just be mindful of, like, you know, I forgot where I was going with that, but oh yeah, the girl, she was really mad at me about her husband, but it wasn't nothing that I had any control over at the time. It was just something that she was just very upset about, and I understood that. But it was funny because, you know, people think they know you, or they think they know something about you. When they find out that you're a tech, they think that it makes you less than. And being a tech, really a surgical tech, it's a different kind of, like, because people think like surgical tech, it's like lower. It's only like a less than skill, and it could be because it's a newer profession. It's not as old as nursing and all of that. It started as a like a military thing. And so yeah, but we'll go into that in another video. I think these next couple of videos, the morning ones that I'm gonna start talking about, I think what I'll start doing is more surgical tech question videos, because even though I'm going live in the morning, it seems like it's not really as many people on here. And so I'm okay with that, but I'll use this time to continue to go live. But instead of doing like a morning motivation or something like that, I'll just stick with the surgical tech theme. And then every now and then just drop some other stuff in here for you guys to just, enjoy the content. But yeah. So I think that's all I got for you guys this morning. And I do appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back live tonight. And so please join me. And like I say, I'll just be from now on, I'll just be like making up surgical tech questions, answering questions that you guys have asked me. And two, I'll be interviewing some more people. I did an interview yesterday that I didn't have any intentions on doing, but we did it. And I'll be trying to do more videos like that, as well as try to go live with those videos instead of recording them and then uploading them later, because the videos will be like 40 minutes to an hour long. So the goal today is to figure out how to go live while I'm interviewing somebody. So that's what I'm gonna try to work on. So anyways, that's all I got for you. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Hit the notification bell so you can know when I go live. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.